Hi everybody, it's Micheline from Misha Makes. I think I'm pointing the wrong way, let's get you there. This little vlog starts with some, I'm blaming two people. I'm going to blame two people. The first person is Jenniflake and the second person is Joy Bernhardt. And the reason being that I haven't had much chance to do any vlog watching. And when I do, I've watched from about midnight to 1 o'clock. And the other day, Jenny sent me a message and said, have you seen Joy Bernhardt's vlog about a free t-shirt? And it's called the ABB Dondi, the ABB T-shirt. And it's by www.doitbetteryourself.club. Now, I'm not going to go into too great a detail because Joy does all that. Joy has put about 3 videos together which tells you about how to use the pattern, how to buy the pattern, how to download it, how to use it. But what happened was, when Jenny told me to go and have a look at it, I then late at night looked at the vlog and I was quite impressed by this t-shirt. And the reason being, Joy was doing 2 things. She was showing you how the actual instructions teach you how to do a full bust adjustment, which she's very particular about, that she likes to have tops with a full bust adjustment. And so I've never had a t-shirt that does that, so I thought, right, that's a good idea, I'm going to try that. I generally don't bother with a full bust adjustment. And the other thing was that she was incorporating from the Fit Nice system, which Joy really likes. She was incorporating the Dondi collar, and this is the Dondi collar. And so I went to the site, I watched Joy's vlogs. There's about 3 vlogs that she does. One telling you all the starting and one telling you how to do it to set your pattern out. She goes through it very thoroughly, like a lecturer. She's doing a very good job. I'm not going to repeat what she says. She's the one to go to. I'll put a link down there. Go and visit Joy's vlog to find out. So anyway, I thought, right, I'm gonna do that top, and I noticed that Jenny had done too. And what Joy has, I think she's set up this Instagram page where you can take a picture of your top and put it up to let everybody see. And she has called it the ABB Dondi t-shirt. I'll put a link down below for the Instagram name, and if you want to go and put your picture up. I haven't yet put my picture up, but I'm going to put it up probably tonight or tomorrow. And the nice thing about this is I found some fabric, and this is the fabric that I found, and I showed you it in one of my fabric stashes, and I just thought this would be really good because it'll go with my grey hair. And the only downside that I have is it tends to have, I hadn't noticed, but it tends to have more upside down people on than it has upright ones. There are some, there's a right, I think I was looking at this one, she's the right way up, but bang in the middle she's upside down. And then there's one somewhere else, I think it's at the bottom. There's 2 faces upside down here, and there's oh, she's pointing upwards. So it's all over the place, but it is absolutely, I've done the full bust adjustment. I love it. I didn't drop the neck down as far as Joy did, I don't think. I may have, but it's more of a fairly high-ish roll collar for me. Not because I didn't want to do a long collar. I followed her instructions, but I think it's the fabric. I think the fabric's it's a what you call a textured jersey, so it's got a little bit of stiffness to it, and I like the fact that it sits up, the collar just sits up a little bit there. I made the sleeves long. I think Joy did short ones, I'm not sure, but I always say but adjust. Anyway, I thought it was a lovely top, and so I got this out of that fabric. So I will be putting my picture up. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Joy's vlogs. And I also thank Jenny for sending me to look at them. I would have caught up with them eventually, but it just so happened that came at the right time for this kind of fabric. I was wondering what I would do with it, and it just arrived. That when I saw that vlog, it just came at the right time. This is a one that she's done on her own. Joy also has a little competition, a vintage clothes competition that she's running alongside Viv Mom, and I might participate in that if I have the time. I'm not sure what the closing date is for that. It might be February the 5th. If it's the 5th, I'll be pushing it a bit. If it's a bit longer, then I'll probably might get involved in it. But yes, I really like this top. I'm very impressed with it. But because I had a little bit left, I made another one of my favourite t-shirts. And my other one that I made was this one. Yes, this is it. This is the one, it's my favourite go-to pattern, the Grain Line Hemlock Tee. I love the pattern, and of course I think it goes nice with this fabric. So I've got a roll neck collar one first, and I've got this one. So I'm really, really pleased with it. This fabric sews beautifully. So much so that I didn't realise that it's a Minerva Crafts fabric, which they don't sell on their website, but they sell on eBay. And when I went back to look at it to see, I thought, oh, I bet it's all gone. I found they actually had 2 other colours. So I bought 2 other colours. So you will be seeing me wearing 2 other lots of fabric colours. I may even do the same 2 garments again, because I have enjoyed making these. Oh, I have a little visitor here. Oh, I know. What? Yes. Yes. Oh, you're a noisy little monkey, aren't you? Yes, you are. She doesn't get picked up very often. She's very noisy. Yes, you are. So, yes, I'm very pleased with both these t-shirts. And I've got some questions that I've got some answers. I've got some questions that you gave me, and I'm going to give you some answers. And what I'm going to do is, I think, how will I do this? Oh, first of all, hello, sweetheart. The first thing that you wanted to know was, after my last video, and I was showing you Georgie the dog, a lot of you said that you loved Georgie. She's lovely, but you all said what was she like with the cats? Well, it was hilarious. I had to keep them apart. But when she first came, I let her go into the conservatory where the cats were, and this one, she's nonplussed about the dog. She's not really bothered. She would walk past it. But the other one, it was like one of those cartoon comedies where the cat she was standing there watching the dog, and then all of a sudden she jumped on its back and pounced. So I had to quickly grab the white cat to get her off the dog. The dog was yelping, the cat was hissing and screaming, hissing and making its wailing noise. The cat then turned on me and scratched my face, but that was my fault because I was trying to get her off. And then I decided after that, I thought, right, I better keep the two apart. But it was so hilarious because it was, my vision was just like one of those cartoons where a cat pounces on something and the cat's, it just jumps onto a cat or a dog or something when they're having a fight. So yes, no, they did. So they didn't get on very well, but they kept their distance. When I was going into the conservatory and I left the door open, the white cat was on one side, kind of with its eyes really wide, watching to see what the dog was doing, and the dog was on the other side going, but neither dared to go too far because the dog was frightened to go in case the cat pounced on her, and the cat was watching me because she knew that if she pounced, I would grab her and pull her off. So yes, I had to keep them apart. My coffer's on the mend. I either got it from my grandson up north, who when I was babysitting him the weekend that I picked the dog up, he was full of cold with a little cough. Or I got it from my granddaughter, who was also at the other end of the country, who when we picked the dog up, and she had a cough. So it just shows you how it travels, because he's up there, she was down there, they both had coughs. They meet me in the middle, Grandma gets it. So yes, it's not as bad as I said. It's not as bad as what people are enduring in China, but a lot of from what I can gather, according to a professor in one of the local universities who does viruses, he says it's not a bad virus, but he said there's a big fear factor for it, and understandably they are everybody's a bit concerned. So that's one of the questions answered. The cats didn't get on well with the dogs. The other question was, what have I got in my drawers? So I'm going to take this camera off to let you see. Nothing very exciting. I think they wanted to know what was in the red drawers here. These are lovely red tin drawers, but all that's inside them are loads and loads of engraving plates. Absolutely stacks of engraving plates. Not many in there, I don't think, just a few loose ones. A few loose ones there. But there's lots and lots of engraving plates in here. All different sizes. For all in millimetres, 40 by 16, 50. These are standard sizes that people buy from my website. Scalloped ones with a raised edge. Copper ones. Although I'm not sure if they are copper. Are they copper? No, they're not copper coloured. Then maybe it's at the back. Oh no, they're not. But I've got them to organise, and they all go onto here when I'm doing my engraving, for people who ask me to engrave plates for trophies, or for if they're giving a picture to Granny and they want to put a plate on the bottom to Granny with love from Harry or whatever, then I do the plates for them. That is full. Every single one of those is full of plates, and I have a couple of boxes full that I've got to fill up. Well, when I'm saying it's full, yes they are. There's quite a lot that are full. Some of them still need organising. Some of them have some empty places, so I've still got some more plates to put in. And what we're trying to do is trying to retire. No one wants to buy the company because nobody likes hard work. They all want easy type jobs where they can make money from as little as possible. So we are just basically moving the kind of things across here that we want to keep, and disposing of the ones that we don't want to keep. Now here, these ones here, I used to have a shop and I sold lots of gifts that could be engraved, and so these are basically what I've got left that I am still selling on my website. And these are like mirror compacts, what's that one, a little clock, lots of key rings here. You can't really see them, but there's things like key rings, brass key rings, long brass key rings, football key rings, if you can see that, football key rings, heart-shaped key rings, heart-shaped. Some people buy those heart-shaped ones for their dogs to put on their collars. These are dog discs as well, dog collars. That's a kennel, a gold heart, and I really ought to be uplisting these on my websites and things, but I haven't done them recently, and I really ought to get them up. So there's lots of key rings in there. Next one, more mirrors and bracelets. These are bracelets that I've bought. Oh, I was looking for some of those. I also sell clasps, magnetic clasps, and these are some that I have. They're beautiful. These are very popular ones that I sell. These are very strong clasps that I sell. Very strong magnetic clasps. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but they are diamante and very heavy magnetic clasps. I sell quite a lot of clasps, and I've got boxes upon boxes of them. These are little bracelets. They're rubbish ones, or they're what I would call rubbish. I've got mirror compacts here, satin gold handbag one. Let me show you what it looks like. This is a satin gold one, and I've engraved a little heart on with lots of little hearts on it, and it's a mirror compact with the 2 mirrors, one plain and one magnifying, and it's lovely. It's a lovely one, and I engrave, basically people ask me to engrave the back, and we do that for them. We personalise it. So yes, we've got mirror compacts. I've got these are key rings, and one, do you remember I said I'd lost a camera and I found it? Well, that was the one that I'd lost, and sadly one of the grandchildren got it without me knowing, dropped it on the floor, and it broke it. And the reason why they broke it is that that's supposed to have a shutter that closes, and the shutter won't close, and it got jammed. The whole thing got jammed. It kind of telescopes out and it wouldn't go back in properly. I think it's supposed to go in a bit further than that. That seems to be stuck a bit there. So I sent it away to get fixed, and they came back and said it can't be fixed. So they said, what do you want me to do with it? And I thought, well, you're not going to keep my new camera. So I said they could send it back to me, and if needs be, I'll use it for spares, because the one that I've got in my hand is exactly the same one. So that's a very expensive camera dropped by a grandchild that we didn't know about, and sadly now no use. These are key rings, lots of different key rings. What I should do is maybe do a little vlog to show you what the things are. Then we've got beads. Now these are beads that I've had for a long time. I used to buy a lot of beads from America and China. I think these ones are Chinese. They're Chinese, they're porcelain ones, and they've got little pictures painted on them. And these are bought from America. They're actually real stones of some sort, and I can't remember what they are. When they arrived, the trouble is, it's a bit like buying fabric. When you get them, you don't like the colour of them, or you don't like what they are. So I haven't bothered with making anything up with those. I've also got these gold stones, which are absolutely lovely. Those, don't know if you can see that if it focuses. It's got a lovely gold effect. I used to do a lot of pearls and beads, and what I'll do is I'll probably do a video sometime showing you the kind of things I used to make. What else can I show you? Games. We used to sell games. Oh, and we've got a cat here. We used to sell games, and there's not many left. There's dominoes here and dice games. I've got some copper here that I keep, which I can use for something. Some glitter stuff. More bracelets. These are key rings. Fancy key rings in the shape of a heart with stones in. And what's this one? This is more key rings again. Oh yes, that's a heart one again. Can I get it to go? There, that's a heart one there again. Double heart. And they're all ones that we used to have in our shop, and we haven't got round, when we closed the shop, we haven't got round to selling them. Little key ring with a key. Dog key ring, a dog house key ring, and a dog bowl. And I've got an absolute drawer full of key rings here. These are all key rings of one sort or another. More key rings. Oh, this was these were slate, pieces of slate that one of my customers asked me to get, and he wanted me to laser. I was lasering some information on, like a map for him, and I started thinking, oh, I could do little pictures on it. So that's supposed to be an owl. They can all be cleaned up again, but this is the one that's kind of, I don't know if you can see if I tilt it. I've rubbed some gold buff on it, and it's made flowers on it. Not really impressed by it, but there is potential to do something else. And what I can do is I can rub them down. There's an owl. But they didn't turn out as well as I would have liked them to, so I haven't really bothered with them. That's more of a Celtic laser design. And that one, oh, that's a bulldog, but didn't turn out very well. Is there anything on this one? No. So those are just pieces of slate that I have. More boxes. Oh, those are silver plated plectrums for people who want to give a present to their boyfriend or husband if they play guitars. I couldn't personally, I don't think my husband would appreciate that. More key rings, rubbish, well, I wouldn't say rubbish, stars and trophy key rings and more, but these are boxes with stars in. Big, they're massive. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It's massive. A massive heavy silver star that hangs on whatever you want to hang it on, I suppose. I suppose I could do, there could be Christmas bauble type things, couldn't they? I've never really thought about what to do with them all. Ah, stuck. And then more presents, money clips, more mirror compacts. These are all mirror compacts. Those there, and oh, this is beginning. When they get emptied, they're beginning to be sewing things that I do. Now this is a little bag that I'll tell you all about those later. I'm going to miss that one out. And then the bottom one, nothing in. So basically they're all I'm gradually hoping to try and get those emptied out because we've got more things to bring from work to put in, and then we'll be able to, eventually I will be able to use it for my own purposes of putting sewing things in. Now in March I'm going to get the other part of my sewing room plastered. So by the end of March, hopefully, I will be able to show you what what my full sewing room is like from outside and inside. Fingers crossed. I may wait until the nicer weather comes for the outside because it's going to look nicer when I've got plants outside. But in the meantime, this one for the 16th is a quilt, a snow quilt, and it is 72 inches by 87, and I suppose you could start prepping it to go on the beds for your guest bed, perhaps in the winter, for them coming next Christmas. It's quite a nice one, that, if you like that sort of thing. It's not floating my boat, but I do like it. It's very pretty. It would look lovely on a child's one, but the 72 inches by 87 is a big one. So I think if you like that sort of thing, I think that would go down really, really well. So the 16th is that one. 17th is this block here, which is showing you, if I put that like that, the 17th is showing you that block there. 18th and 19th is the penguin. 20th is the star in the middle, if I can get it off. 20th is star, come on. 20th is the star. 21st is the letter B, and that's the B for brrr. I do like it, it's quite nice actually. The colours are really nice. They'd be lovely on a double bed. I do think that would be quite nice. Not one I would make, but I do like it. It's called a brrr quilt. Brrr quilt, yes, quilt. I thought it said quills. And this is one of her 2019 designs. Very nice. There you go. Trouble number 1 and trouble number 2 are going to love you and leave you, and catch you next time. Bye.